Quilty is brought to you by Baby Lock Sewing and Long Arm Machines. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Fairfield. Together, we can make beautiful things. Free Spirit. A new generation of creative and playful fabrics perfect for fashions, home decor, quilting, crafting, and more. Hovels Sewing. Cut it close with Hovels. Moda. Make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Thermoweb. Manufacturer of heat and bond adhesives and new luxe interfacings, proudly made in the USA. Hey out there, it's Quilty time. Ebony, Mary. We haven't seen each other in a while, but quilting friends, we get like that.
Yeah.
You gotta have a dance break.
Always have to have a dance break.
Ebony, how's it going?
It's going really well.
Good. This is a fantastic project.
Thank you.
I love it. You've made laminated, folders.
Yes.
Book covers.
Because you have to take your fabric stash with you.
Exactly.
Everywhere you go.
Exactly. I mean, if I was in school, well, I am in school, but if I was in high school and I had these folders in my class, wow, that would be awesome. And I like what you've put in here. You've put the first issue of Quilty magazine and a nice program for the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo.
Yeah, I teach there quite a bit.
I have done that myself, and it's a fine show that goes all over the country. So you can keep all that and more in one of these laminated folders, and what's cool is this is just fabric from your stash.
Just fabric from the stash.
Very awesome. It's Rowan fabric, actually, which we love. So take us through, what are these things that you used?
Oh, so there's two things here. One is Heat and Bond Light, which is a fusible you typically use it for fusible applique, but in this case we're using it to bond two fabrics together.
Sure.
And then this is the Heat and Bond iron-on vinyl, which is a way for you to laminate your fabrics. So that's also really awesome.
Yes, keeps it watertight and like a laminate, like an
oilcloth.
Oilcloth, exactly. Picnic tablecloth. Yep. Cool. Okay, so what happens first? You get fabric from your stash.
And this is fat quarter friendly, so it's 2 fat quarters. 1, 2
nice.
Fat quarters. So what you want to do is anytime you're using a fusible, and especially with the iron-on vinyl, is you want to pre-wash. And I do not like to pre-wash. I'm sorry.
There's a Quilty episode on that.
But in this case, you have to pre-wash because you want the fusible to bond to the fabric and not to the sizing in the fabric. So I have these pre-washed. And before we cut this down to size, what we want to do is we just take this fat quarter, you press it out. That doesn't look so great. But you want to take, this is the Heat and Bond iron-on fusible.
This is the purple.
It's paper backed. Okay. And you want to take that and follow the instructions that are on the package. This is cut to about 17 by 20.
Okay.
So you can see we kind of lost a little bit in the washing. But you would just take that and follow the instructions on the back to fuse that to the back of the fabric.
And do you need a pressing cloth or anything on this? This is paper, so you can just iron straight on this. Of course, not on your cutting mat, on your ironing surface.
Yes, on the ironing surface, not on the cutting mat.
Not right here. Okay.
Do not iron on your cutting mat.
No.
So then what you would do is once you get that pressed down, and I won't do it here, but once this is pressed down, let it cool, and then peel the paper off of the fusible. Then you want to cut this to size, which again is a 17 by 20 is what you're cutting it down to. And then you'll take that and just fuse it to the other piece.
Because what you have, you could do it all one color, but why do that?
Yeah, why do that?
Get some variety going.
So I have this really cool, I think this is a Martha Nagley, yes.
Sure is.
Fabric. So you do that, and then once you fuse these two fabrics together, then you cut it down to size again, which is the 17 by 20. I know I'm going to keep repeating myself.
That's good. No, that's good.
Now, the fun part, which is actually doing the lamination.
Awesome. And that's this blue, which, by the way, I should mention, comes on a bolt as well. Because some people make really big, they do make oilcloth tablecloths, or, I've seen rain jackets and things. Is that right? Yeah, oilcloth. Would you do that here? Would you laminate fabric and then make any kind of garment or hat or anything out of it? You could do that, right?
I think you could.
I don't know a lot of work.
I think it's a lot of work. I think if you're going to go that far, just buy the
Right.
But it's great for these smaller projects.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so then the next step is to laminate, and you can choose either side. I like these little juicy fruits on the back, on the outside of the folder. So what you want to do with the fusible vinyl is it's on this gridded paper, and unlike fusible, you actually are going to take the paper off first.
Okay.
And what you want to do is I've given this a little bit of a start, and I like to go across the whole piece and fold a little bit back.
Of the paper.
And make sure that you don't have anything that's on top
It's gonna go
get laminated in.
Right.
So you want to give this a start, and see, I've got a couple of little
doohickeys.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm just lining up this edge, and it's really easier if you just line up one of the edges first.
Okay.
And just get that down.
Tapped it down. Cool.
And then you're just go ahead and pull. So you're just kind of
smoothing. It is kind of good with a friend, right?
Yeah, this is so much fun. Where were you when I was doing the step outs for this?
I was filming. I think I
think you were filming.
I was busy as you were. You know?
Okay. So once you get that all rolled out,
oh, it feels so nice.
So it's nice and smooth. Then what you're going to do is you're using this as a pressing cloth.
Awesome.
So this goes back on top of the vinyl. And this is where it takes a little bit of time because, and again, you're going to follow the manufacturer's instructions, but it's a medium hot iron, no steam, for 8 seconds in each area. And so, usually you can start from one end and go to the other. You can start from the middle and work your way out. Just make sure that the iron does not touch the vinyl. So if you had anything exposed, don't touch the iron with the vinyl.
Because it'll goop up. It'll be terrible.
Yeah, it'll goop up.
Hard to get off.
So you do that for 8 seconds across the whole piece, and then you would flip it over and do 4 seconds on the back.
On your fabric side.
On the fabric side, yes.
And that says so in the instructions, and it'll say so in
It'll
the
say
pattern.
so, yes. And then let it cool. Just go do something else.
Yeah, right. Go eat some chocolate.
Yeah. So you let it cool, and then you can take the paper off.
Awesome.
Now, hang on to that paper, because what you're going to do next is you're going to just measure up 4.5 inches.
Okay.
And I'm just sort of eyeballing this here on the table. You can actually measure this if you want to, but I fold this up 4.5 inches, and then I use the press cloth again and press in that fold.
Right, to make it real crisp and nice.
To make it really crisp.
And you're almost done.
So then you would do the same thing. You fold it in half, and you press in that fold. And then the last step is really what I did with the finished pieces. You want to grab a finished one here. So what I did with this is I just ran, I used my zipper foot, and I just ran a top stitch. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know.
Other people can see.
We want them to see this awesome stuff.
Right.
But yeah, top stitch.
And I did in a contrasting color.
Yep.
Because why not?
Why not?
So you just run that around, and it's Orfil, by the way.
Oh, nice.
It's Orfil 50 I love Orfil thread.
We do too.
So so you just run a stitch around and then do a stitch down the middle, and that's it.
And there's one in orange. Oh, orange and pink.
Yes.
I think like a 13-year-old needs this. You know what I mean? Or you or me.
Yeah.
13-year-olds at heart.
Yeah, we all need them.
Well, thank you, Ebony, so
You're
much.
welcome.
It's a great project. It's very fast. This could be like a gift at a party. You could get these out. I mean, I think they're really great, and the product is cool, and you could use it for lots of other small projects too. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
We should go back to our dancing. See ya. Quilty is brought to you by Baby Lock Sewing and Long Arm Machines. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Fairfield, together we can make beautiful things. Free Spirit, a new generation of creative and playful fabrics perfect for fashions, home decor, quilting, crafting, and more. Hovels Sewing, cut it close with Hovels. Moda, make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Thermoweb, manufacturer of heat and bond adhesives and new luxe interfacings, proudly made in the USA.